Wow.
you know, and there were a lot of tasks involved. You know, I'm trying to remember now.
Well,
I
for instance,
actually
just
had
to,
the schedule here. I actually had the schedule here. You know, we had it. Um, we
how
had to
many
build
years?
shelving.
How
We
many
had
years later, and you have the schedule?
I still have the schedule here. We had to build shelving for storage for office supplies. We had to buy millwork so that they can install the millwork. That took like 4 weeks to install the millwork. We had to consider transportation from this train station for workers over the weekend because the buses they didn't have where they were. The buses didn't run in that area on weekends, so we had to provide transportation from the train station over to the new warehouse. We had to provide food and refreshments for the workers during the 2 days of the move. Prior to
Wow.
move, we had to purchase window treatments and install them prior to the move. The facility signage, the decor, making sure that the decor matched what they were looking for. Um, we purchased appliances for break rooms and stuff, you know, refrigerators, appliances, whatever. Um, they actually before the move, they had a big sale to minimize their products. They didn't have to move as much product, so they had a big sale, big discount to minimize the products. We planned that sale. Um, what else did we do? We had to purchase the wire decks for storage in the new facility. Um, Again, we painted painted lines on the floor. You know, we had to define what lines painted. We prepared an RFQ for that, assigned, awarded it, and then they put the signage and the paint on the floors. I can go on and on. There's a 450 line schedule here of different things we had to do, and this is all from high level. It's not detailed. It's just from
High level. And at a
high
high
level.
level, I am hearing interior designer, org designer, people resource logistics of both human and manufacturing and infrastructure and everything else. You have all the logistics. So I hear that. I hear supply chain impacts. I hear marketing and sales. This was an entire, what should have been
Yeah,
a year-long
then
program. You
then we
didn't.
had to get trucks to move the stuff from one facility to the next. When we were in the conference room, I had a big piece of paper, engineering format printed paper,
Uh-huh.
specific what job people would be doing on that day, where they were
Yes.
assigned, what they would be doing. Um, when I showed you that schedule is like 450 lines from high level, I actually made separate schedules for the individuals, so they didn't have to look at this big 450 line
Right.
schedule. They each
Right.
had individual for what they were responsible for. This is what you're responsible for. This is what needs to be done. So everyone knew what they had to do.
Right.
You know? And we actually got done early. We actually got done early.
Oh my goodness. So you took, and there was so much pre-work,
There was a
all
lot
of
of
that
pre-work,
pre-work.
all that pre-work, and then the move. Yeah,
And not only the move, but I mean, for the folks that are listening, you're moving items that were never meant to be moved.
that's right.
Like the vats that you're talking about, those were never meant to be relocated. So you got to figure all of that out. How do I lift up this big bathtub of hair product and get it over to another facility? And those are the fun challenges, the fun
Yeah.
and that's where the creativity comes into place, because then you all brainstorm in a
That's
room.
right. You know, you look at that, you know, then when it's all done, you know, hey, I planned this, and then you get a lot of. I have a funny story too. This Emiliani is a family-owned company.
Okay.
Okay, I mean a truly family-owned company. It's the mother, the father, the kids, you know, even the grandkids. I think were in the But we have meetings and stuff like that, you know, and we go, well, this is going to cost this is going to cost that. We have a change order for this. Well, when you talk, and there's some decisions that had to be made by the family. So everyone that was not part of the family left the conference room so the family can discuss. Then there was a girl, and she was a young girl. You have to pick this, there's a long hallway, and there's offices on both sides of the hallway. And the conference room was right in the middle. So you had offices on the left of the conference room and right on both sides. So this girl would run out to the hallway and run up and down the hallway called family meeting. And all the family go into the conference room. All the people not part of the family go into they talk whatever they got to talk about and agree whatever they got to agree. And then we come back in after they're all done talking.
And that's what we call agile. Instant feedback loop.
Yeah.
So even in what, because all that planning that had to go in, it was a waterfall project in essence, but yet those feedback loops were constant. So you were already doing a hybrid with that planning and with that decision making.
Well, that's right. And agile wasn't even in the forefront that time.
No, not until that was in, when did you do that?
96. No, to 2000. No, maybe it was in the forefront. It was 2005, 2006.
Okay. Yeah, we were just starting to come up with it, right?
Yeah. 2005, 2006.
That wasn't long ago.
15 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. And what kind of changes have you seen, if you take it from the planning perspective and through your career, what kind of changes have you seen to planning? Have there been any changes, or are there some core foundational values that remain no matter the methodology?
I don't think there's been changes itself to planning. I think just the way people plan are different. Everyone has their own style of planning. I mean, over years, I know that agile and waterfall, combination of both. But my style never really changed. My style is always my style, You know what I'm trying to say?
I think so. What is your style? Can you define some of that?
Well, the thing is, I am not a micromanager. Okay. I trust my team to do their job, and when I'm planning, it's a team. It's a team. It's not just me planning on the board. It's me working with each member of the team and get a plan in place. And then when someone says, if I say I need this done in 3 weeks, they say need 4 weeks. What can we do to get it fat? No, it's a lot of negotiation and planning. If you think about it, there is.
Yes.
There's a lot of negotiation and planning.
Yes.
And it's also building rapport. If people start trusting you, they're going to give better estimates. They're going to be upfront with their estimates. So not what I want to hear. It's not that I want to be done in 2 weeks. If they think the expectation is, I don't want the expectation. I want to know what it's going to take you to do the work. Then I put everything down, and once everything is done, then there's negotiation. We have to be done by this date. What can we do to speed things up and get a plan in place? And everyone's on. I get everybody on board. Everyone fighting to the same goal.
Right. And you're all on the same page. And
all on the same page, yes.
That team building and that trust together because you did it together.
That's right.
Okay.
When I'm planning, I go in a conference room. There might be Post-it notes or whatever sticking on the wall. It's done as a team environment. I'm not going to someone and saying, "Hey, get this done in 2 weeks."
Right.
They're telling me this is what I need, and I say, "Well, why do you need this? What can we do to what can I help? How can I help you get this done a little sooner?" It's not like So it's a lot of give and take.
I think that's a really good lesson, or just a good piece of advice, I should say, for folks to hear, especially those that might be new to project management or that are going into a variety of different cultures within each company, and that it's really what you're talking about is going in and listening, and then being that servant leader and talking about, okay, well, we have this date that's been handed to us. I don't know why, but it has.
Right. Yeah.
So how can we make that happen? How can we get creative and make that happen? And what can we do to help each other to build that? And everybody working together as a team to make that work.